seeing me as their mother being extremely successful and you know, their father as my ex-husband being extremely successful, would I prefer them to see a unit? Absolutely. But it doesn't have to be either or.
Right.
It can be a kind of sort of here and a kind of sort of there.
Right.
It doesn't.
They can have best of both worlds.
Absolutely. It isn't a mold for everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do think that you're right. I think it's different for everybody. I think that in the household, I don't know that I would want to be CEO. So for me, especially, I guess if we're taking it to the business line that I worked in, I'm trying to be the COO who reports to the chief audit board, right? Or maybe even board of directors. This is a group where we're making decisions together. I don't need to call the shots, but I need to make sure that the person who was leading this with me, we both are on one accord. We both are making decisions together. I don't want to bear the burden. I'm not looking to be anyone's CEO of any fucking thing. I want to shoulder that burden with someone else all the time. I don't want everything to fall squarely on my shoulders. I know that people always make fun of Geminis because we're kind of wishy-washy and
Facts.
we kind of live in our feelings, okay?
But I love you anyway.
But
I love you anyway.
At the same time, I think that part of that is true. I know that for me, I get offended really fucking easily. I get triggered really, really easily. Okay?
Yeah.
In 2020, I'm self-reflecting, y'all. But I know.
First step.
I need a sounding board. I need someone to be like, yo, are you tripping? Or are you
tripping?
No. Are you tripping?
Or no.
Did that happen exactly how you think it was?
Right.
And so I know that I always need that second check. I need that QC to be like, nah, you gotta check yourself. Like, it wasn't even that deep.
Check yourself.
Or like, no, you're spot on.
Right.
So I don't want to be the CEO. I want to make sure that whoever I am dealing with, that's my co-lead. Whether or not it be at work, whether or not it be at home. And I know it's a little different, right? Like, I'm over a decade in. So, like, we're at 11 years this year. It's...
Dude, look at that Black Love.
I didn't even kill him, y'all.
Gosh. Yo.
Like, no first 48.
Again, we are not in jail.
Snaps. And we're still together, okay? So... I feel like
this is like a Method Man and Mary J. Blige.
Yes. But I think that for us, gender roles do work in some instances because there are just certain things that have been instilled in me from a child. So if it weren't my husband, it'd be my dad. If I'm riding on 95 and my car stops, I ain't calling my mom. What's she gonna do?
Right. Call your dad.
I'm calling my daddy.
She gonna call your dad.
Because he's coming. Knight in shining armor. So those are my expectations. He has set the bar for me so fucking high that I will never compromise. But a lot of those things are gender roles. I look to him to be my savior, honestly, for anything that happens that requires physicality.
Yeah.
Like
any distress, I'm calling the best.
Yeah. If I need to vent, I'll call my mom. But for anything else, I'm calling my fucking dad. It's not a question. It's never a question.
Yeah.
So the only thing that shifted was when I found a man who took the role of stepping up into that spot. And I always knew for me, if you can't fill the shoes of Wayne, fuck out of here. Don't talk to me. There's nothing to talk about. If you can't do what my dad would do and more, you're not for me. Now, maybe you for some other chick. That's cool. You ain't for me, though.
Not at all.
So, I do believe in gender roles.
Yeah.
Now, in the workplace, I don't think that it's an appropriate place for gender roles because there's not this shift of, like, you're picking up the slack and I'm picking up the slack. We're both expected to do the same thing. So we can't have that offset of each other. I just feel like it depends on the kind of person that you are, and it depends on the kind of role in which you are fulfilling. So for relationships, gender roles are cool, but at work, nah, I'm your equal.
Yeah.
I can't play second fiddle to anything. You don't know. There's no reason that you should be taken at a higher level than me just because you are a guy. I think that we bring sometimes different perspectives to the role. I think that there are things that innately are inbred in women that they're just not in there.
Right. We live by emotion. Yeah.
You gotta have a balance.
Nurture.
You can't just have a boys club. It's not going to work.
No.
You guys are going to have missteps. Y'all gotta balance it out and have all of us at the table so that we can have all discussion. Because I know for me, a lot of times too, consumers are male and female.
Yep.
So when we're talking about these regulatory instances that y'all fucking can't follow and we gotta check y'all all the time, it's because there's men and women who are consumers. You gotta have both voices at the table to be able to offset sometimes something that you guys might think is perfectly fine. I can tell you from a women's perspective how that's unfair and fucking deceptive. Don't play with me. It's just we're not going down that path.
Exactly.
But no, I still think, even though it's 2020 and people will disagree, I don't fucking care. Gender roles have a place.
They have their purpose.
They have a place,
I don't think we're disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
They have a purpose.
They definitely do have a
purpose. But I don't think we should position them in the workplace because if we're asking for equal pay, right? If we're asking for equal opportunities, we can't be like, oh, but I'm a woman.
Right.
You know?
I think the best thing is, and it goes by the book that I was telling you about a long time ago, we were just talking with, like, Fuck the Cape. I am a woman, so you need to respect me as such, but then do not see that as a disability because I am a woman.
It's like and people say they don't see color.
Right. People like, you just see the color. I'm not, my gender, my race, my age, whatever you may try to classify me as is not a disability. So sometimes, and I think, again, it goes back to the whole Me Too, because I'm black and I'm a woman, I am not at the bottom. I can be just as equal as you are. I can be just as equal as you in the workforce, and I can be just as equal as you at home. I need you for certain things because sometimes the jar is a little too tight and I can't loosen it up.
Girl, I be asking Jason.
No, right, you know what I'm saying? And I want you to realize that I need you, but I don't need you.
I'll be honest.
You know, that's the thing.
No,
dependency
I need you, but you're here because
I want you.
In my most recent romantic relationship, I had to say very early on, like, I've been respected this far because it was like a transition of a friendship into elsewhere, and it was like, don't forget that I'm a whole.
Yeah, don't get it fucked up. Yeah,
I'm a whole motherfucking human being that you respected this far.
Right.
Don't all of a sudden, because things have shifted in a way, don't try to like put me in a space where you forget that I'm super smart.
Right.
And I have so much to contribute to the community and to my organization. And the conversation that was brought back to me was like, nah, because you're a real ass nigga. No, yes, because I'm a real ass motherfucker.
And that's what I think. I hear a lot. I hear a lot where they say.
That's my favorite tagline. LaToya.
Real ass nigga, give a fuck about bitch.
No, a real ass motherfucking nigga.
And don't you forget. Don't you forget. And I think that also with the whole fuck the cape, is my independence. It's not saying that I have everything. I don't hear what you're trying to say. It's just that, especially in Toya and my situation, we rely on ourselves solely for the most part when it comes to making decisions. So when you come into the workplace and you're like, no, I'm not going to tolerate that, it's because I have to make the decisions a lot of times by myself.
Yep.
So you're seeing it as me being aggressive, or you're seeing it, oh, she's just, the angry, again, I hate angry black woman. But it's like, no, I'm used to making the decisions and I'm very firm on what I say and I'm going to stand on it. You're not going to waver it. At home, when you're coming into new relationship and romantic relationships, sometimes they don't know how to handle your independence and they see you as being aggressive or not knowing how to fall back, quote unquote, or letting the man leave. No, it's just that I have had such a long time to be by myself and survive. I have to survive. I got it. Again, please know that it's not that I need you here. I want you here, and I'm allowing you to be here. Right, and you're welcome. You hear me, I say a lot of times in episodes, you're welcome, because you don't say thank you, but I'm letting you know you should be welcome that you're invited into my hula hoop and into my space. So hula hoop is back. I let you into my hula hoop, Brian, but not you, Brian. So not you, Untied Tim. So I think that's very important to go back. Again, I love us as a culture. I love Black men as a person, but please know that I am going to be the CEO of whatever I do because I want to do that. Period. Point blank. The end. Get into it. Marinate in it. The end. Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So.
Oh shit. Okay. we've been ushered into the space in which you guys have got us wholly.
All the way.
Like just our whole body from head to toe fucked up. And we just want to have a conversation to remind you in the spaces where we are individually and collectively fucked up, be it microaggressions or something that we've experienced along being just navigating as a Black woman in society. Y'all got us fucked up.
All the way. With me, I think mine has nothing to relate to today's topic, but I've, going through the last few days and the what has happened. Mine goes back to, I believe it was episode 2 when we were talking about boomers needing to respect our space and put some respect on our name. It goes back to not so much the workplace, but y'all know I'm in the church. Hallelujah. Amen. My title is the youth director. So anything pertaining to kids, because, Jen love the kids, you have to come through me. And I don't like throwing my title around, but it's there. It's on the back of the bulletin. I have no choice. So when there was this instance where it had to do with the kids and the youth, and somebody came to me and said, hey, we have this recognition ceremony. We want to have all the kids involved. And I have to come to you. That's how I said, I have to come to you. Oh, okay. Are you okay with it? Now, I feel like Beyonce, I say yes to everything, but the one time I say no, you don't understand. I said, no, I don't want us to have this recognition. We're doing something at a later date. Why do I come in at the end of February and you have the youth involved? It's supposed to be just music.
Right.
And now the music involved the youth? Yes. However, it's just supposed to be a music program, not anything else. And you didn't come to me and respect me regarding that. And then at the end of the day, with our current topic with, stereotypes and gender, stereotypes and age, stereotypes and race, it's all about respect. When I tell you no, I mean no, like period, the end, because I don't want to throw around title, but I will type it out, put it on letterhead and send you a memo. So the answer is no. And so when I'm finding out that you have already set it in motion, I cannot go back and say, hey, this is not happening, because here's day of and people are going to show up. So leadership comes and like, hey, how you doing? Normally I would be quiet about it. Yep, I'm confused. I want to have a conversation. How are we going to nip this in the bud? Because this is twice, year back to back, that this person has disrespected me.
And doing too much.
And doing the absolute most. But what I will say and what I will appreciate, and we can tie it into, I said, here I go saying it doesn't tie into today's, message, but it does, because I had males of other leadership roles come to me and say, I'm sorry. I did not know that this person, who was a Black female, circumvent the whole entire procedure and did not follow protocol and did not, acknowledge that you say no. So I am sorry. And they were angry. Because when I say my face was toe up from head to toe, and I'm rambling off, and I'm like, I had to go back a week later and be like, I apologize if I came off the wrong way, because I need to let you know, because you were the CEO of this place here, and I apologize if I came off the wrong way. But I was pissed and I was hurt because I say yes to everything. I'm sorry. But I'm glad to know that people respect, because I'm the youngest person that I can think of on the back of that program who has a leadership role. I'm the youngest, and I'm a female, and I'm in charge of, which I hate that word, but I manage or supervise or oversee the most important part of it, which is the youth. So when that person did that, I was pissed. And when I said I saw red, I had to call my mom to make sure she had enough money in the bank just in case I needed